You're now listening to So You Were Saying
with Dora and Lex.
Tune in every Friday for the latest episode.
Okay, now.
Hey!
Why you gonna mess up? It's season 2 and you still don't know your part.
We season 2 over here in the Say You Were Saying. Yes.
That's not how we start our podcast.
All right. Hey, guys.
That's definitely not your part.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. It's your turn. Did you guys miss us?
Oh, God. Okay, you want to know what? I'm just Dora.
And I'm Lex.
I can't. Goodbye.
And you are now tuned in to another episode, another season of So You Were Saying.
Too much energy.
Yes. I'm excited. We're in season 2.
You're at a 10. I need you at a 2. This
a
is
2?
A 2.
We don't vibe on 2s over here.
We can vibe on 2s.
No, ma'am. Anyways, like I said, did you guys miss us? We are back with another season, and today's episode is
Lord Jesus, binge eating and weight gain.
Yes.
Let's talk about yes. Bring on the fire. Let's talk about it.
Guys, if you followed us on social media at our Instagram at so.youweresaying, then you know season 2 is all about body image. You guys asked for it, and we are here to deliver.
Yes. Okay, and I'm just going to do a disclaimer. I'm going to do a disclaimer
she
on
might
this
cry.
I mean, that's not the disclaimer that I wanted.
Oh,
but
no.
No, not at all. Not at all, ma'am. Thank you.
My bad.
But cat's out of the bag now. But what I will say is disclaimer, because all of these topics will be taken and done by our viewpoints and our experiences. We are not professionals. I am not a professional. I'm not a therapist. Terminology may be off. These are just my feelings, my perspectives, and what I experience and what I'm currently experiencing. So please do not take this as any type of medical advice or suggestion of any sort.
Same goes
Thank
for
you.
me. Thank you so much. The ladies of So You Were Saying have said it. Boom.
Point blank period.
All right, let's get into this weight gain binge eating
episode.
Ooh.
Lord Jesus, why did we
decide on that? Because they asked for it and we're here to deliver. So
I understand that. So let's just, since the cat is out of the bag, I might just cry on this episode.
I told you.
But excuse me.
Sorry.
Back up. You're at a 2. Bring it down to an 8.
I'm at a 10, I thought. Oh, now we're at a 2.
Oh, no, yeah. I'm sorry. You were at a 10. You're at like 100. Bring it down to the 10.
I'm having a good moment.
I can't.
Let me
yes,
live.
of course. Because, Lord Jesus.
You're stalling, sis.
I'm not stalling.
Weight gain.
You're
binge
interrupting
eating.
Lord Jesus.
Yeah, on a serious note.
Yes, let's just bring it back. Okay. So just to be completely transparent, I have problems with binge eating. I have been a binge eater for
it's been like 5 or 6 years.
No, more than that.
No.
I think hold on. I'm just trying to get this timeline correct. So the binge eating probably started like 6, maybe even more. Honestly, if I have to be honest with myself, I've probably been a binge eater for the past 10 years. No lie. I'm not even gonna lie. It just
Really?
I've been able to hide it, and through the years as I've gotten older, my body has gotten used to it, so I haven't been able to hide it as well. But I've been a binge eater for the past 10 years. Easy.
I would say it was after, well, we're not disclosing that yet, but if you followed us on, like I said, social media, then you know a piece of Dora's life that will be shared later on. But I feel like
oh no, we could drop it here.
We're gonna drop it now.
It wasn't after my divorce.
No,
I was a binge eater way before that.
Really?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I didn't see it.
It's regulated. So in essence, binge eating for me is completely in connection with my emotional mental status. If I'm in good standings with myself and how I feel, then I will not resort to binge eating. Binge eating comes to soothe. It's like my binky. That's what binge eating is to me. So I find some sort of comfort in food, but it's not a good correlation. It's not, this tastes so good and I'm so full, and like, no, it's just, I don't know how to feel the feelings that I'm feeling. So I need an outlet. I'm done crying. I'm done throwing things. I'm done having a conversation. But the one thing that I do know is if I stuff my face, it causes a trigger of, I think it's dopamine, where you get happy in your brain. And that's what it does. but it's sick because it's food related. But I'm not hungry. I don't eat because I'm hungry. I eat because I need to be soothe myself, calm myself down.
Okay, so mm.
You could
No, because I don't know how to ask this question. Like when you're eating and you're stuffing, as you say, stuffing your face, right?
yes,
Do you,
binging.
when you're binging, right? When you're
Mhm.
binging, do you not feel sick?
I feel sick afterwards. While I'm doing it, I don't feel sick because it is controlling a different part of me. It's not making me feel upset what I'm truly upset about. So that point,
But you're
the
saying that you eat past the point of being full. So once you get past that point, while you're still consuming the food, you don't feel sick?
so it's not okay. So let's not
Because I'm a snacker. I'm not necessarily a binge eater, but
right.
I definitely do eat based on my emotional state sometimes.
Hmm.
Not, to obviously not to that extent, but I'll get to a point that I feel sick,
Hmm.
and then I'm like, okay, I need to stop eating. And sometimes I do.
Hmm.
And then sometimes I'm like, I'm gonna finish what I'm eating.
Right.
And then I eat it. But I personally, like, I feel sick.
Right.
Do you not feel sick?
I do afterwards.
But not during at all. Like not even a little bit while you're in the moment. You don't feel sick?
No, I feel sick once I'm done eating. So it's there through the years in the worst part because I'm definitely like self-aware now,
Mm-hmm.
but in the worst part of my binge eating, which was triggered after my divorce.
Mm-hmm.
Um
That's what I'm saying. I didn't notice it before that.
right, but nobody does because I don't binge eat in front of anybody. I wouldn't. That's highly embarrassing. Like it's
I don't know.
just
I will stuff my face in front of anybody, so I don't know.
it's
I guess it's a different level for you because it's it's
it's
binge
not a
eating.
normal. I'm not eating because I'm hungry. This has nothing to do, and this is why I love it's like, well, why can't you just, you're fat, so just
Oh, I
stop
hate
eating,
it. I hate
right?
it.
Just stop eating, right? Okay, well, people who suffer from binge eating, they're not eating because they're hungry. Sometimes they don't even have space to eat. They're eating because it satiates a different feeling within their body. So they're upset about something else. I mean, and again, every individual is different.
Right.
But what I will tell you is when I feel overwhelmed, when I feel anxious, my correlation has always been to run and grab and eat something because it has made me feel better. But it's not great because of the fact that it makes me feel better, but it's like an addict getting its hit and then directly afterwards, you know that after you come down from that temporary high, you're going to feel 10 times worse because that you just feel everything else. So
Well,
that's why
binge
it's just
eating, I feel like binge. Not, I feel like. I mean, it's scientifically proven that food is
it's an addiction.
an addiction. Like eating
Right.
like that it's
Right.
literally a problem.
But the thing with fullness that I want to point out is I don't you don't pay attention to that while you're doing it. It hits you afterwards. Like in the height of my and I'm going to be so transparent right now. In the height of my binge eating, it got to the point where I ate to the point where it was just so much so that I just stopped. And then once I got to that point, I wouldn't feel well because I ate way more than what I was supposed to eat
Mm-hmm.
and my body like could not tolerate it. So I'll just like, oh, immediately I'm like, oh, I have to go to sleep. Or I'll try to like ingest water because I'm like, water's gonna push it down. Or water's gonna make me feel. No. And I've actually made myself throw up.
I was
It's
like,
just
yeah,
like, yeah.
water when I'm on a full
Hmm.
stomach will make me vomit.
Hmm. Yeah. I've definitely thrown up. I've definitely woken out of my and this is the worst part. I've definitely woken out of my sleep to throw up because I had eaten so much, because I had binged so much. And that is so therapeutic and so cathartic to say it out loud. And I know that I'm like, so many people are gonna be like, that's gross. It is
You'd be
gross.
surprised
It
how,
is gross.
yeah, how
Mhm.
I don't do that, but I know
Mhm.
people outside of you who do that,
Yep.
or who like the eating is just so much so
Mhm.
that you're woken up out of your sleep, whether you like
Mhm.
like you literally can't
Mhm.
breathe and you have to get it out.
Right. Right.
It's
Because you
scary.
because you overindulge, and it's not even an indulgence because you're not
You're not enjoying it.
You're not enjoying it. You're not enjoying it while you're doing it. You're not enjoying it afterwards because you feel horrible for doing it. But at the same time, it's just like that has become your coping mechanism.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's this stuck cycle that goes just round and round and round and round. And you're like, oh my goodness, how do I get out? And honestly, the way that I've learned to control it through these years is just I had to really have like that really self-evaluation and moment in front of the mirror and say, this is what you do.
Okay.
This is exactly what you do. You binge eat. Like putting a name to it, putting a face to it, and allowing me to actually process that has helped.
Now let me ask you.
Do this question.
Yes, I have. You know why? Because like I said, I have my own weight issues and things like that, and I've gained and lost weight over the years, and it's been a journey within itself, and you start to realize things about yourself that you don't like.
Right.
So outside of like yourself, obviously when you're binge eating and you're like you said, your body changes and adapts to it, how have you dealt with the image of yourself, your physical form, because of your binge eating? Not just how you feel, but how others around you have taken to that.
I feel like people notice. I mean, when you live with people, people notice.
Right.
But I don't want to say it's like this unspoken topic.
It's just like the elephant in the room.
Right. It's like that big yellow, purple, green elephant sitting there in the room that everybody sees, but nobody acknowledges. And then it's just
all I kept thinking about was the rainbow elephant.
Right.
It's such a visual.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it's obnoxious. Like you see, it's like literally, it could slap you no more like closer dead in the forehead, and you're like, what? And we're not gonna address it. Nope, we're not gonna talk about it because talking about it is just. But honestly, it's also because I put my guard up to not have those people speak to me in regards to certain things. But as far as like my perception of myself, I mean, obviously, because it makes you rapidly gain weight. And I mean, I can't speak for anyone else, but for myself, there were times and moments in my life where I struggled looking at myself in the mirror, and point blank period. Like walking,
I remember those days.
and
those I remember. And you like did not, you were so hell bent on not being in front of a camera.
Nope. Not in
you
front
guys
of a camera.
would not have called Dora in front of taking pictures.
Nope.
And are you crazy? She was like, nah.
Nope. No pictures, no mirrors. I have 2 mirrors in my home, one a full length mirror and another one in my bathroom. And obviously like little ones where like I do my makeup or whatnot.
Right.
But the full length mirror and the one in the bathroom, girl.
I know you kept I remember you had your clothes rack and you kept it like literally against that mirror for so long. You and like, every time I went over to the house, it's just there.
Right. And I would just quickly like do a glance, like, okay, does this match? And then that just out. But as far as like sit there, like I know people that like put clothes on and just like they're like la-dee-dee, la-dee-da, la-dee. I'm like, hell no, girl, you crazy. You bugging. If it's okay, it covers your tummy, okay. Is your behind covered? Point blank, say less. Goodbye. Keep walking.
Get out of the mirror.
Exactly. Get out of the mirror. Like that's just the way that it is. Because in my head, I'm like, are you kidding me? And then it's just like I pay attention when people look. Like the problem is I don't know why I'm laughing, but this is just how I think. In my head, I'm like, you can't be a binge eater and an empath. Because I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you how messed up this is. Because not only
I don't know if you want to laugh or cry right now.
probably a little bit of both. But it's just you can't be both. And I'm telling you from personal experience, you can't be both. Because it's just one of those things like you do something that you know is going to make you gain weight. And
I'm sorry. I'm laughing not because of what she's saying, but if you guys could see her face right now, it's funny.
Right. But then not only that, so then you're feeling your own emotions and those emotions are amplified because you're so damn emotional because you're an empath, right? But not only that, and then you walk into a room and then you get that one person that's like disgusted by you. And then it's like their energy is like, ew, ew, ew. And then, and I'm like,
it's like
no,
all the alerts, the ew,
right,
all going around,
and I'm sitting here like, no, why did I do this to myself? I'm like, oh, great. And they're like smiling in your face. And I'm like, I just know you find me to be disgusting. Like, it's just your energy, your
You
aura,
know, it's
your
great. There really
everything.
are people who are disgusted by big people.
Yes, they are.
And I can't wrap my head around.
Mm-hmm. So, and the thing is, I will pick up on that energy. Like, I don't need you to be looking at me or to have my eyes on you to know that you're looking at me or paying attention to. So that's also another thing that plays with your like head, because it's just like, not only are you the one, or at least not only was I the one speaking down and negative about myself, and I didn't feel great because I didn't feel great, but I also was very observant of how others took me. So therefore, the image of my image in somebody else's head it was disgusting.
Now, do you ever feel like you sometimes overthought that process and it wasn't really their image of you, but just your own image being reflected onto what you like
Projecting onto them.
project? Thank you.
Mhm.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. I definitely do feel that at times that's even caused problems in relationships.
100%.
I think the whole Posy situation a little bit had to go with that,
Why?
because of the fact that it I don't know what it is, but it's just like this whole thing of, it's even till this day, and I've mentioned this in other episodes before, but as a larger person, I've always worked very, very hard on my personality,
Mm-hmm.
because I was like, I need to be bomb, personality wise though. You know what I mean? Like, I need to be fire. Like, walk into that room and be like, yes, on personality, right?
But why
Because
can't you
no,
have
no,
that same energy with your physical?
okay, because I never perceived my physical to be something that would be alluring or attractive to a
Based on
man.
whose standards?
I understand. I know where you're I'm telling you
I'm
what's going
just
through my head.
Oh,
girl.
okay, because I'm like, girl.
I'm telling you how my brain used to work.
Okay.
And
I
how
love how you said used to, past tense.
right, because now it's like, this evolves into I don't give a damn.
Take me as I am or not at all.
It's just, at this point, it's just, I bring so much more to the table that it's just like, if you're bothered, like, please take many seats down and sit somewhere, because you got to wait to something to do something. Goodbye.
Yo, I can't.
I'm just saying, it is what it is at this point. But again, me back then, my image to a man was so like I'm like, no, he likes me because I'm quirky, funny. You know, he likes me because I know how to command attention and I know how to be assertive.
So you just didn't feel like he could love all of the body that you brought to the table?
Now the body.
You know how many men love? I know men who love bigger women.
Okay, so
now hold on, wait, let me finish.
mhm.
Let me finish. I also know some men who love women of a bigger size in the closet. Like, they don't want the world to know.
Bingo. Okay. Point. You led me in the right direction. Let me tell you why younger Dora felt some type of way about this. There were two men. We're going to give them nicknames because...
We have not spoken about these men before?
No.
No?
Nope.
Okay. We need
Nope.
Do we have nicknames for them already?
No, we don't have nicknames. Actually, you want to know what? I don't care. Y'all are going to be named on...
No.
I don't care.
Okay.
You want to know why? Because they don't.
Okay. Oh, like it was that disrespectful.
Well, I mean, I'm going to take some... I'm going to put some respect on my name right now.
All right. I'm here for it, sis. Let's do it.
So let's go. So they're talking about closet...
Chubby
chasers.
That's what we call them, chubby chasers.
Chubby chasers, right? Closeted. There was one particular guy, and I will always remember. And I was gonna say his name, and then I'm like, darn.
I just don't want to be sued. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be sued. Let's not put them out there.
Yeah, I know. So we're gonna call him Nickel. Okay.
Oh,
Nickel.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Nickel. You know, you got a dime. He a nickel. Nickel. So Nickel, and I met during SAT, pre-SAT class, whatnot.
Okay.
And I sat behind him, and I was like, "Ooh, he's so fine," you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember, and he's even apologized years later for this, but that was one of my most like prevalent interactions with someone that was like liked me.
A closet chubby chaser?
Right. But would not in any way, shape, or form. When I'm telling you, like,
You
first
wanted all the
everything,
Dora.
right? Wanted all the Dora, but all in the closet. Like, we would talk every day, text every day, have conversations. Back then, it was AIM. I'm aging myself.
Hey.
All of that. But at the same time, had the audacity to tell me, "Oh, but I know that you go to school with that blonde chick over there, Miss Snowbunny, and can you get me her number?" And I was like,
What?
"Excuse me? Get whose number?" Obviously, I had her number because we were both on the dance team or whatever, or softball
Right.
team. I forgot one of those teams. And I'm like, "What the
Yeah.
hell is going on?" I'm like, "Why do you need Snowbunny's number?" And it's like, "Oh,
Was
well,
Snowbunny a skinny mini?
of course she was."
Wow.
And I would love to hate on her, but Snowbunny was honestly the sweetest person, like, through and through. So I can't even come at Snowbunny's neck. Like, Snowbunny,
She wasn't one of those mean girls type
no,
of
she was
girls.
not. She was very, I mean, she was cute. Snowbunny cute. I mean, not my type, but Snowbunny cute,
Right.
right? Snowbunny was out of Nichols' league by
Okay.
far. But, that's what so in essence, it's one of those things of, and again, I was the one that played Boo Boo the Fool because he made sure to put it in my face to make sure, like, "Oh, just understand this is where you belong,
Right.
in the closet." And me being Boo Boo the Fool, I was like, "Okay, yeah, closet, 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 closet."
Keep me in the closet as long as you're with me.
Exactly. And I'm
Oh
like,
God.
"Why?" Even after, and I remember being upset, and I'm like, as assertive as I am now, I'm like, "Dora, get yourself some balls and, like, strike this guy dead in the neck because, like, ain't no way." And then the second one was, "We're gonna call this boy Tyrone."
Oh wait, what? Who is this? Now you lost me. Never mind. Just tell
No.
the story.
Yes, and the whole thing with Tyrone was the same thing. It was just, I wanna do everything and be with you, blah, 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 but again, it's always to the corner, and it's not, like, after hours, and not in this area, or I know people in this area, let's go somewhere else. And it's just like, let's go
You
into,
only do that when you're trying to thought and bob, not when you're trying to hide somebody in the closet.
right.
I'm just
So
saying.
it's just like, but again, and it's then always the constant reminder of, "Oh, I want to be with you. You would ask me out and then dump me." And it's just like, "Oh, because my ex." And I couldn't say no to her. Look at the picture.
Oh.
Look at the picture.
All right.
Here's the
Yes.
picture.
Got it.
And look how fine she is. And she look at how skinny, and her butt and her waist. And I was like, and honestly,
I
that made me
cannot.
feel like crap.
Uh-huh.
But I was there. Boo Boo the Fool. Closet, closet, closet. That was me. Closet Dora.
Yeah.
So yeah, no. So like I said, it's all of what you allow. And that's why it's just like, when I see people, like, for example, like Lizzo, and, like, it's kind of like, no, whether you like the image of me or you do not like the image of me,
Hmm.
I'm here.
I will say Lizzo did her thing, like pushing the positive projection of being a big person and
Hmm.
being okay with it because
Right. And, like, you
yeah.
have to be okay. Just like I have to be okay with your bony body clinkling, clankling.
Yo, no. Not the
It's
clinkling
just like,
clankling.
and there's no shade, please.
You can't be skin and bones.
It's just, all I'm saying, no, I'm not saying that. Like,
I'm not saying that. I'm just joking.
my point to that is, you don't know if I find that to be offensive, or if it might not be my cup of tea, but it's who you are. And therefore, because you are the way that you are, I should accept you for who you are. You know what I mean? And that was the problem. Like, I never grew up seeing someone that was like me, that wasn't constantly berated with the idea of, you must lose weight to fit in. And
Right.
honestly, also where I grew up surrounded by snow bunnies, right?
Yeah, you did.
No one, and not only that, it's just like, but they're just built different. We're not of the same. They're just built different. Ain't no way. Even if I get to the skinniest and because honestly, and it's mind blowing now, because I look at pictures of myself, the few that I have from high school, and I'm like, I
Was so
saw my,
small. You were. Like I've seen them.
right. I was so small, but I felt like I look now, even bigger. But
Yeah.
it's like, what? And then it's just so funny. It's like, because you also don't look in the mirror. And then the few times that people do bring across, like, "Hey, you put on weight," I'm like, I know that. I just don't look in the mirror. It's just like I know that. Like I know. I can feel it. I can feel it. I can
You
feel
can
it.
definitely feel weight. Like people are like, I hate when people are like, oh, you don't like you when they act like you don't know. And it's like you do know that my clothes fit a little bit tighter, my stomach feels heavier, like I can actually feel in my
Hmm.
it's
I don't need your
insane. I don't
reminder.
need you to tell
Right.
me.
Right.
I know.
Hmm.
I know.
And it's just,
Thanks.
and
But
not
no
only
thanks.
that, but also culturally, it's always like,
You know there are some cultures where they actually like bigger women.
right. But
I'm just like I'm talking about if you skin and bones, they're gonna look at you crazy.
no, no, no. And I understand that. Yes, a lot of South Pacific
Uh-huh.
islanders are like
Mhm.
that and of similar culture. And I get that, but that's not what I grew up. I grew up constantly being told of men are visual creatures, and a man is not going to like you or accept you. There will always be somebody prettier, skinnier that will grab their attention,
It's so
and men only
crazy.
understand from their eyes. That's what I grew up listening to constantly. And that's what's berated me even until now. Because now I'm like, and then it's so funny because, and it's not that that idea isn't perpetuated to other people, because I've said no to some good looking men and they were like shocked. They were like, oh, how dare you? Like, and I was like, well, I'm saying no. Capital N, capital O. I said no. Like, you ain't it, like, mister.
Sis, I was like, wait, we got
Right.
some women back there that I don't know
No,
about.
but what I'm saying is this is something, and again, there are privileges with certain things, and we cannot be blind to the beautiful privilege. If you are beautiful, if you are skinny, and if you are skinny, the skinny privilege of it all, you might not even be beautiful in the face, but they're gonna say it's called a butterface. There's even a word for it.
Everything pretty butterface.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
And guys, and it's so funny,
Yo.
guys rather date a butterface than just deal with somebody that's just larger.
And you know what's crazy though?
Sometimes.
Like not for
Depends.
nothing, there's also the just like there's a negative for bigger women, there's still a negative for skinny women also.
Oh no, yeah.
Like
There
and
definitely
I
is.
hate when people feel like calling somebody fat is such a negative thing, but not when you call somebody skinny. They feel like it's not a negative thing. I'm like it's just as bad. Like you know, I know a lot of being a God, but I guess whatever. Like stepping into the journey that I stepped into with the company that I work with,
Mhm.
there were a lot of people who want to gain weight. There are a lot of skinnier individuals who they can't get past a 100-pound mark.
Their metabolisms won't allow it. Right.
And and people are like, oh well, you know, your body's so nice and your body like they don't feel like that.
Mhm.
But people don't realize like when you call them skinny, it's hurtful to them too.
Right. Because again, people only perceive body dysmorphia as one way,
Mm-hmm.
not multiple
Not, but
ways.
it's a multiple way
Right.
thing.
It's just you don't see yourself the way that you're actually being portrayed.
Yeah.
For you, it's an
But that's a
extreme
whole different
variation.
episode that, you know,
We will
yeah,
get into
we'll get
that.
into
But
that
what I'm saying is
different
just that.
time.
But that, yeah, no.
But yeah, gaining weight is I don't know. Gaining weight is such an annoying thing. And it's not even annoying because you're gaining the weight. It's just annoying because of how everybody else is gonna feel about you gaining the weight. At least for me.
Right.
But you can't win.
No.
You can't win, not even a little
You're
bit.
never at a point, and this is what I like I guess I learned during my later 20s. It doesn't matter where I was in my journey,
Mm-hmm.
whether I was skinny
Mm-hmm.
or my version of
Right,
skinny,
your
right?
version of skinny.
Whether I was medium, like teeter tottering between, like that plus size
Mm-hmm.
into normal size, I guess, whatever you want to call it. And then whether I was full plus size as what I am now, it never, you can never please everyone.
Absolutely not.
You can never please anyone. It's just like, okay. So then as I started losing the weight, it's like, oh yeah, but your arms, like, like what?
Shut up. Nobody asked you.
Or then it becomes, oh, but then you're going to have like stretch marks. Yeah, I was big once, got small. Or I was small once and it got big, stretch marks. Like, it's just, it's, so that's why it's just kind of like, I have but one life to live.
Mm-hmm. And I can't live it trying to please all you
And
butter flickers.
exactly, I can't.
Just
And
not even
I'm
a little
just,
bit.
at this point, it's just either take me as I am or don't take me at all. And that's cool as well. I will keep fluctuating as I deem necessary to fluctuate
Mm-hmm.
for me.
And let
but
me
not
ask
for
you,
anybody else.
as far as your binge eating goes, what tips would you give people who are currently going through
Don't do it.
a
No.
who are currently going through a binge eating, phase in their life, or even if it's not a phase, if it's just something that they've suffered with for a long time? How do you feel like you've gotten better, and do you feel like there are things that help more than others?
Yes, I've definitely gotten better. The one thing is seek therapy if you need it. Okay. Because we all have different coping mechanisms that are triggered by different things that
What
happened
if they
in our
can't
childhood.
afford therapy?
Now, if they can't, again, therapy is not all traditional. Sometimes you just need to find that person that
Mhm.
you can trust and be completely transparent with.
Right.
And that is your therapy.
Yeah.
Because a lot of things, at least for me, because it is linked to how I feel emotionally, is if I feel like I cannot vent or give an outlet to it,
Mhm.
then it's going to become, that's when like it gets triggered into the whole binge eating situation.
Right.
So for me, I've learned to vent. So it's just kind of like if you don't have that person that you can vent to, write it down. Journaling is a big, big thing. Like when I was in high school, I realized that my binging wasn't as bad because I was journaling. I
Mhm.
journaled a lot but then once I got out of high school and then life, it's like a book, a pen, handwriting, out the door, text me something, right? So, but again, if texting, sometimes writing it in your notes, write it all down.
Mhm.
Write it every last thing down and write it as you feel it because many times, oh boy, did I lie to myself. And sometimes I've journaled things that were like so harsh. And I remember there was one time that my mother read it and I'm like, you can't take this for as you're reading it.
Right.
Your feelings are gonna be hurt. But I have to write it down the way I feel it. If not, it's not gonna I need to what's inside needs to come out.
Right.
That's a big thing. But the other thing is being honest with yourself that you have the problem in the first place.
Right.
There has never, when I was at my worst with binge eating, is because I was lying to myself. Because I would play hide and go seek with myself with packages, with containers,
Mhm.
because if I see the container, then I ate it. But if I don't see the container, it never happened. But it's just it sounds so psychotic.
Oh no, I that I will say I know a little too a little
Right?
too well.
It sounds psychotic because it's like, sis, it's you.
Mm.
You are the one hiding the package. You are the one eating the package. You ate the cookies. You open the cookies. You put the cookie in your mouth. Right? But there's something about seeing, I guess, the aftermath of everything
Mhm.
that I used to always hide, even though physically I felt the aftermath.
Right.
But hiding it was a big deal. And so I never lied to myself. I struggle every single day, but I don't lie to myself. And I definitely monitor myself. I don't know if my relationship, and this is completely honest, I don't know if my relationship will ever be a normal relationship with food. I don't know, but I'm trying, but I don't.
A healthy relationship with food is really important. And it's really hard to for many people, surprisingly, it's really hard to obtain.
Mhm. And again, it's not
And it's
that
not just weight gain. I'm
right.
talking about
Mhm.
literally a healthy relationship with
Mhm.
this is weight loss, weight gain,
Mhm.
maintaining weight doesn't matter.
Mhm.
If you don't have a healthy relationship with food, you find yourself in a constant yo-yo
Mhm.
state.
Because you want to know what it is? Because food has been my poison, and food has also been
Your cure?
my cure. Exactly. So it's like Jekyll and Hyde, doo-doo, which one am I today? Because literally, food, the fact that I can obsess over food as much as I do has allowed me to be able to manipulate calories very easily.
Mhm.
But at the same token, when I don't feel good, the fact that the food is
Yeah.
accessible has been oh, skyrocket.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. This is very cathartic.
Insane. Insane, you guys. Okay, so what is your last gem of the day that you would leave them with? This has been your episode. I'm just here for it. I am
Gem
just
of
here
the day.
for it.
I don't even. She's sitting there like, I can't believe you just said that all on.
I'm just so proud of you. Yeah, there's a stage in Dora's life that you guys would not have. First of all, admitting it out loud to herself was hard enough. I remember when she finally came into that stage, right? And then now to share it with the world is just like, it's amazing. Your growth has been like, well, I get to be a part of all of it, but it's just I love it.
I guess my gem of the day would be always allow yourself to forgive yourself. Forgiveness will be the key goal in anything and every aspect that you do in life. But the main one is if you suffer from binge eating, sis, forgive yourself. You ate it. It's done. There's no take backs on this. And just be self-aware, and that alone will make a difference the next time that you feel like you.
Yes, I'm here for it.
Yes.
All right, guys, we're gonna call it a night on that one.
Yes, ma'am.
We will actually a day, a night. Who knows? What time are you listening to this? I don't even know.
Whatever.
Whenever. But don't forget, you guys, follow us on all of our social media accounts.
Yes. And we have a lot. We're on iHeartRadio, guys. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify. We're on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Podbean. We're on Listen Notes. We're about to be on Pandora. Just hold up for it.
Yes. So, as always, guys, thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate it. And don't forget to check back in next Friday for episode 2. Bye.
Bye-bye.